Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since we've been on and done a live like this on this channel. It's always good. I just got to adjust the cam here. Got 2-inch stuff here, I'll tell you that. Okay. I had to get the camera there where I could have the radio on the screen. I forgot to adjust it before I hit the start button. Okay. Anyway, today we're going to talk about this Baofeng UV-10. And I have it listed as UV-10 for a reason, because if you search online, 10R looks like a newer 5R. And on AliExpress, it's listed as a 10L, and it's this radio here. But if you open it up, and we're going to do that real quick. We'll open it up to the battery compartment. A couple of things here of interest. One is, I don't know how well this shows, but helpful if I turn on the light to offset that maybe. Ooh, no, that's bad. Okay, sometimes that I need that light on, and sometimes I don't. Anyway, doesn't show up too well on the camera here until it focuses in there. But this is listed on the inside as an UV-10R. Now, another interesting thing here we're going to talk about real quick is the battery. Small battery. Now, these are usually listed when you see them on Amazon or whatever. Radios like this are listed as high capacity. They are not. That is a 1500 milliamp hour battery at most, and that's what it's listed on AliExpress as well. So it is a small battery. Generally, it'll last all day if you're not using it a lot. It's not a radio you want for heavy use, obviously. Some of the basic features we'll talk about real quick is the monochromatic display, but it is rather bright. So, obviously it is very bright. You're seeing it on the screen. It's a lot bright. It is very bright, but it does stay on where you can see it. But you cannot turn that backlight down. That's the downside there. There's no menu option to turn the backlight down, to dim it. So that's one issue that you may have with it. Now, if you're just going to have it on 1 or 2 channels, and you're not going to be switching around, it's great. Now, remember, this is an unlocked ham radio operating between 136, 174, and 400 to 520 megahertz. Now, on the Amazon page, which is not there anymore, when I purchased this, I got this one on Amazon as part of a 2-pack on sale last year. I'm just now getting to it. But if it hadn't been on sale, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But it's an efficient little radio, and, of course, the orange stands out if you were to drop it outside. Now, of course, it's not orange all over. You can get them, get similar ones completely in orange if you want a bright orange one. I'm not a big fan of colors on radios. Black radio's fine. But it's got a good weight to it as well. Of course, on the side, you've got your standard K1 connector. Buttons are I do not believe they are programmable. As I recall, they're not. Which top button is your flashlight and your alarm. Bottom button is your FM radio, and long press is your monitor. To turn on the weather radio, you hold down the 0 key, as has been seen on newer radios. Okay. Let's switch over here to the screen. Let me look at the screen here so I can read off some of the specs that I have. And I have put in the description box a link on AliExpress for this radio. I had to get the link for AliExpress because, like I said, they did not have that on Amazon anymore. Okay, so according to the information sheet here, it is a 1500 milliamp hour battery. As I already said, this is a 5-watt radio. You're not actually going to get a full 5 watts. Let's just be serious about that. Low and high power. It comes with the frequency scanning and the channel scanning, and I have an issue with that. I'm going to talk more about when I do a 5R or the 5RM review, but I will briefly cover it in this one because I think we should. The radios with the frequency scanning buttons to scan a frequency. I understand that's a neat feature that some people want, but in order for it to work, you have to be next to or very close to the radio you're trying to copy the information from. Now, if I need to know what frequency your radio's on, and I'm standing next to you, why do I need to scan for it? Wouldn't it be more efficient just to ask you? I think it would be. But hey, that's just me. Maybe some people find it to be more efficient to be able to scan it. That's just one of those little things there. It is Type-C. There's a Type-C charger. Now, remember, as I want to say, this is not a waterproof radio. I know. I like waterproof radios. Can't ever find a good one, but I have a good pair of waterproof radios. But this is not a waterproof radio. Let's just be practical and understand that. So, it's not one to go play in the rain with or to go hang out at the car wash or go swimming with. And just be aware of all that. Now, of course, on the review sheet here, or on the information page on AliExpress, whatever you want to call it, it says large display screen. This is not a large display screen. This is actually a very small display screen. It's very small. It's about the size of a UV-5R screen, maybe a little bit bigger. Says that it has noise reduction technology. It sounds the same as any other radio, really. It does. It does. But and we could actually probably test the receiver on that. I'd just have to switch it. I'd have to test it with a different radio. Of course, it comes with the antenna, and of course, a longer antenna. This one has a stubby antenna on it, and if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know I'm a stubby antenna guy. I like those stubby antennas because then it's more compact. But I do have some rather large ones myself. Now, on AliExpress, right now, this is on sale for $21. So, it's not an expensive radio. And if you're looking for a little radio that's going to be, good for just daily use, this will work for you. Let's see here. We can test the audio. Let me grab a radio here. We'll see how the audio sounds on it. Actually, hold on. Let me switch this over. Let me put this one on.
Hey,
Oh, wait, nobody's not getting crosstalk there. All right, let's see what the audio sounds like that. I'm going to step over here. And y'all get to listen that way. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, little sound test there. Like I said, it sounds like most every other radio. That, that you're going to have. Of course, I'm wrong. I couldn't hear what it sounded like on here, but I've listened to enough conversations and stuff on it that I know how it's going to operate. I do listen to stuff on this radio occasionally, so it is like I said, it's a decent little radio. However, it can be pricey. It can be pricey. I think I pay. Let me see in full disclosure here how much I've actually paid for a 2-pack when I purchased this. Okay. Oh. Yeah, on the 2-pack that I purchased, I ended up paying a total of $27 for this. That's including the tax. And that was on sale. Now, the actual, now, of course, that was like 50% off, I think. So you have to look for a good deal. On AliExpress, it's one radio by itself that's right now $22, $21, $22. But yeah, I'm sure that there are good deals and bulk deals on radios. And I always look for the 2-pack deals when I'm shopping for radios, just because it's a better value. All right, people, I want to know what you think. And if you have questions about this radio, you know where to put it. You put it down in that comment section and I'll get to them. Overall thoughts here. The battery life is short. The screen brightness can be an issue. The non-programmable side buttons could also be an issue for people, and the lack of waterproofing could also be an issue. But if you just are going to be wanting to carry a radio around inside, or maybe keep in a vehicle just to have a backup in the vehicle, or carry it around inside of your business or your home, something like this does work. But it's probably not the best radio. If you want to be out and about all the time, especially if you're concerned about battery power. But if you're not concerned about the power and you are going to be, and you can keep, it's good. You can carry it with you, and it's lightweight. Of course, they do come with the belt clip. I never put a belt clip on mine. You see, I don't. I have, I think, 2 radios total that have belt clips on them. The reason is I'm just not a belt clip fan. I prefer having a case to put a radio in. It keeps the radio better protected. But many people like the belt clips. So if you're a belt clip person, there's a belt clip. If you're one of those wrist strap guys, they have those too. Those wrist lanyard things. Like I said, just not a fan of that either. There's not much more on this radio I can tell you right now. Like I said, it's an unlocked ham radio. So if that's something you're looking for, that's something to take in mind. All right. I also want to take a quick moment here to mention that it is the new year, and we're going to be doing a lot more reviews on this channel and talking a lot more radio stuff on this channel. You know, for a while, I just couldn't get around to doing reviews like I wanted to, but we got some new things coming up. Of course, we've got quite a few Baofengs over here to do reviews on. And we're going to compare two in the future. A couple of radios I want to compare in the future that we're going to look at. We'll also have a GMRS radio that we're going to look at probably tomorrow. And soon, for the viewers out there, we're going to take a first look at another radio that was sent to me. So, we're going to take a look at all kinds of new radios and old radios, all kinds of radio stuff. Coming up on the channel, and we're going to try to do more regular streams and videos on this channel. Now, I do these live, but you can comment, of course, in the comment section. I'll see them. But I do the streams live just because it's a lot easier to do it live than to record a video and have to go through the headache of uploading. So we do it live, do it on the fly. All right, people. Let me know your thoughts on this radio or your questions. And if you have a question, let me know. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can on that. And I'll try to get to those, daily or every other day. So just post it and I'll get to you. All right, take a look at the radio and let me know your thoughts. We'll be back soon with another review.